What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Hell the McGrinth, and today I'm going to continue my video, Reading a Space Epic Part 1, and yeah, this is Reading a Space Epic Part 2. But before I get to that, I just want to take a moment to tell you all to please like this video, comment on this video, say something, and please subscribe for more videos. They'll be coming whenever the hell they get done. Now, with that being said, let's get back to the topic at hand. So a few details that just now, popped into my mind that I feel need to be mentioned but were missed in the last video. One, apparently Doom Guy is like super fucking religious. He doesn't claim like a specific religion, but he's very religious, mainly in Catholicism sort of way. And when I mentioned the flashback scenes, the really weird ones, a few of them were from Finn Taggart, or Fly, as he likes to be called in the books. He was raised in many portions of his life by nuns, and he would often talk about how scary the nuns were. They'd whip him on his booty with the ruler. They would whip Doom Guy. Nuns whipping Doom Guy. Just go ahead and picture that shit. Doom Guy bent over the goddamn thigh of a nun. Some old 70-year-old nun ain't been fucked in like 30 years. Just getting paddled. I don't know. I just thought it added to the weirdness, and that needed to be addressed. That was from the first book. Now, on to the second book, Doom, Hell on Earth. Where the last one ended, there was a crack in the dome. There's a crack in the dome. Fly and Arlene, they're losing air. And they have to find a way back to Earth. How do they do this? Do they send out a distress message? Do they teleport? Do they fucking hijack a ship, commandeer a ship, and then fly out to Earth? Nah, not at all. Because they can't find no ship. There is no way to send out a call, say, hey, come pick us up. Nope, there ain't shit. So what do? Well, Doom Guy says, fuck it, I'm gonna build my own rockets. And Arlene, she's all like, no way, you can't do that. And Doom Guy's like, well, do you have any other ideas? And she's like, I guess I don't. So they just start working together. They start gathering supplies and random parts, and they find a manual, and they're like, fuck it, we're gonna build a ship. We're gonna build a little launch pod, and just boom, zoom back to Earth. This obviously takes a long time, quite a while, and the air is running low. The air is running extremely thin. Doom Guy, he starts to feel the effects of it. Mainly Arlene, though, she starts losing her shit. There's even a scene where she attacks Fly. She attacks the Doom Guy, but it's okay. He snaps her back to reality. Everything is fine. They get in the ship. They build the rocket. The little launch pod, and everything is good. It's working well. It's not that spacious, which is the big problem that they run into. But nope, they fucking launch that shit, and they make it back to Earth, right? They make it back to Earth. They land in the desert somewhere. And, my God, this goddamn story is about to get entertaining, y'all. Enter-fucking-taining. So, with all the bullshit and randomness in the first book was still boring. This one, it steps it up a notch, but not in a good way, not in a bad way, just in a sort of random fucking way. Something you never expect from Doom. Anyways, Doom Guy just built a rocket for himself and Arlene. They go to Earth. They crash in a desert. They crash in a desert, a sandy area. If memory serves correct, it was in the state of Nevada, I believe. Might have been Los Angeles, but I don't think there's a desert in Los Angeles, so I'm just going to go with Nevada. Anyways, they crash land in that desert, and eventually, they don't know Earth is invaded, by the way. It's called Hell on Earth. We played the game. We read the title. We already know Earth is being invaded. They don't. And they're roaming around the desert. It is what it is. They're just happy to be back home on Earth. But hey, they're in the middle of a fucking desert. Anyways, they end up finding a bunch of fucking Mormons. I shit you not. They find a bunch of fucking Mormons. Mormons take them in, start questioning them. Question them both together, question them both separately. They're trying to figure out how they got there, what's going on, blah, blah, blah. And Doom Guy's like, look, man, y'all asking a lot of questions. I got some questions. Who the hell are y'all? Why are y'all taking us in like this? You know, what's been going on? Well, this dude, this leader of the Mormon church, you know, he's got this huge fucking compound. It's like a goddamn military base, you know? But it's a bunch of Mormons. Bunch of fucking Joseph Smith worshipping, lucky underwear wearing fucking Mormons. And well, what the leader of the Mormons, I forget the motherfucker's name. I'm just letting you know now. I forgot every goddamn character's name in this fucking book. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. You'll see why. So, church leader guy, he's like, yo, man, Earth has been invaded. It's by hell. It's been invaded by hell, and we're humanity's last hope. The Mormons. We've been preparing for this for many, many years, and we got a whole bunch of weapons. It's going down. We got contacts in the science field. We got contacts in the military. We got contacts everywhere. And whether y'all like it or not, the military has been compromised. Alright, the demons of hell, Lucifer's angels, are now operating and running and ruling the military. Doom Guy and Arlene, of course, you know, they inform them, no, it's not demons, it's not hell, it's just aliens. It's just fucking aliens, and they use their cellular growth technology to make more of themselves, and they try to change their appearance through genetics to look more like humans. They'll blend in with us, you know? And the church guy's all like, oh, okay, cool. Anyways, doesn't change the fact that we're all fucked. But yo, you guys can, y'all can stay here on our compound, and eventually we'll find some work for you. But stay here in our compound, because it's the only safe spot. Now, Doom Guy and Arlene, of course, they're like, you know what, this is bullshit. But we're not going to tell them it's bullshit. We're just going to think it's bullshit, and we're going to go try and talk to our commanding officer. You know, they're going to try and contact someone in the Marines, update them on what's been going on, and reconnect with the military. We're going to kick some alien ass. We're going to kick some alien ass, Arlene. And Arlene's like, yeah. And the church guy, he's like, all right, leader of the Mormons, he's like, all right, there's this dude right here. He's going to give you a tour of our facility, and that way you can know your way around and all that good shit. So, on the tour, Doom Guy and Arlene, they're waiting for the right opportunity to find a moment where they can get to a radio. They don't have a radio. They just launched the Earth in a rocket and landed near a fucking bunch of crazy Mormons. They ain't got shit. So they're looking for a spot on the tour where there might be a radio, and they'll radio in to whoever the commanding officer is in the military. Eventually, during the tour, they find this area. It's like a tower, you know, a little building the Mormons have on the compound. And when they're being toured on it, they separate from their tour guide. They just up and leave. They go straight up in there, and they go to the radio, because there's a radio in that building, the communications station, I guess that's what we can call it. And they want to use the radio. Well, the Mormon dudes who are running that radio room, they're all like, nah, we can't let you do that. Well, Doom Guy gets up in their face, shows them who's boss, and they scat. Arlene, she locks the door. They're all both in the room chilling. Doom Guy calls the U.S. military, and dude answers, who are you, what's been going on, blah, 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 blah. Well, Fly, Taggart, he explains to the dude what happened on Mars, how we stopped invasion on Mars, and came back down to Earth. And dude's like, well, where y'all at now? He's like, yo, we're on this fucking Mormon station. Bunch of fucking crazy Mormons. You know how it goes. Crazy fucking Mormons. Joseph Smith all day up in here. And he's like, all right, well, stay there. We're coming to your position. Little did Doom Guy and Arlene know, though, that the military was overrun by, you know, the aliens. They were told it was run by the aliens, but they didn't believe it. They didn't believe the Mormon. And, yeah, it turned out that the Mormon was correct. Military comes in. They got fucking aliens with them. They got fucking imps, mancubuses, everything. And they all just start storming the motherfucking, the compound, the Mormon compound. But it's okay. The Mormon fight them off. The Mormons fight off the military and the aliens, because the Mormons are just the shit, apparently. Anyways, Doom Guy, you know, him and Arlene, obviously, after this happens, they get pulled back to the leader's office. And he's like, what the fuck, guys? Why'd you do that? And he's like, well, I didn't know. I didn't know that the military was run by aliens and shit. And the guy's like, well, the fact that you had to basically strong arm a couple of our people to use the radio to call the military, because we said no. Should have been enough to let you know not to call the military. And Doom Guy's like, oh, well, I feel so bad. I feel so fucking bad, because all these good Mormons, they died. They fought like hell, they defended the compound, but a lot of them died in the process, and I'm gonna make it up. I'm going to work so hard in the rest of my life to make up for my wrongdoings of calling the military and telling them what happened. I didn't believe you, Mr. Mormon, and I'm sorry, and I'm gonna make up for it. And the dude was like, all right, I'm gonna put that word to the test. I'm gonna put that word to the test, and we'll see you make up for it. I got a mission for you and Arlene. It's gonna be awesome, but go get some rest, and we'll talk about it tomorrow. So Doom Guy and Arlene, they get their own room, separate rooms, okay? Because the Mormons don't want the men fucking the women, and the Mormons don't want the women fucking the men. Little do they know, though, that Doom Guy, although he's passionate about fucking Arlene, he's not going to, because they're just friends, and Doom Guy respects her as a friend. And yeah, so they're in separate rooms. They're enjoying the time to themselves. They finally get some sleep. They finally get some good sleep. They're more relaxed than they've been in a while. And yeah. So next day comes, they're back in the Mormon leader dude's office, and he's explaining the mission. Now, mind you, this whole time there's been a dude by Arlene and Taggart's side since they've been to the Mormon compound, and he's just sort of been like, their buddy, their guide to the new way of things, just, hey, it's a new world. They got a Mormon friend who's gonna show them what the Mormons do. And this guy's super fucking religious. I mean, he's fucking batshit crazy Mormon religious. He don't go around hurting nobody or anything like that, but just the fact that he believes this shit is stupid. Anyways, so that guy's with Finn Taggart and Arlene Sanders, and they're being spoken to, briefed on this mission that the Mormon leader has for them. And basically the mission is, alright, so underneath of the compound, we got this super big, super fucking massive labyrinth, if you will. I'd say bunker, but it's too fucking big to be a bunker. It's almost like Resident Evil, the Hive, underneath the mansion. That's basically what they got going on. I mean, they got fucking war jets, tanks, weapons upon weapons, science labs, everything. The Mormons got it. And it's all underground. And they've been keeping it secret from the government ever since. And down there, scientists have been working on a lot of things to combat the aliens. But they just need a little bit more information. And I don't fucking know. Science stuff. Nothing in this book really fucking matters. And to do that, there's this thing on a train somewhere. They got it through their intelligence. And it's heavily guarded. And if they get whatever this thing is, they'll have all the information they need to fight the aliens to their fullest ability. And in walks this 13 or 14-year-old girl. And she's a hacker. She's a punk rock hacker. And the Mormons took her in because she was a fucking adolescent juvenile on the wrong path heading for Satan. But the Mormons took her in, and they're teaching her how to use her powers in the world of hacking for the greater good. And they're informed that this girl, and only this girl, has the skills to hack into whatever the hell this thing on the train is that the aliens are guarding. And you gotta escort her there, get whatever the aliens are guarding, and she'll fucking work her magic on it, and we'll get all the information we need. And the guy who's been with y'all the whole time, the other dude I mentioned, he's gonna be going with y'all too. Doom Guy agrees. Arlene agrees. They're like, yeah, we're gonna get the shit done. I think they rested at the compound for maybe 3-4 days. Blah, blah, blah. Nothing really happens. Fucking Doom Guy fantasizes over Arlene, but doesn't do anything about it. The new dude, we'll just call him New Dude from now on, he starts fantasizing about Arlene, and then double-guessing himself like, no, that's a sin to think like that. I'm gonna burn in hell. I'm such a pervert. I shouldn't be looking at her ass, but he does it anyways, on and off, and realizes that he's starting to fall for this girl for whatever reason. In other words, he just wants to get his dicky sticky. Arlene, she's talking to that little girl who's gonna be a hacker and teaching her about guns and how to defend herself and blah, 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 shit like that. Eventually, they leave. They leave through the sewers. It's now the 4 of them and only the 4 of them. There's Arlene Sanders, Finn Fly Taggart, New Dude, and Hacker Girl. They're going through some sewers. Eventually they run into like some imps and shit, but a cave-in happens and it's okay. But the cave-in separates them from the demons. I'm sorry, aliens. It does change the route up a little bit, so instead of going through the sewers all the way to the train location, they gotta go up. They can't go any further because it's blocked, and then, cave-in. So they go back topside, and they're going through the city. Standard, basic fucking bullshit. They're going through the city, get into a scuffle every now and then, hide. Going through the city, get into a scuffle every now and then, hide. They're on their way to the train. They eventually find a vehicle, and it makes it really easier for them, and everything's fine for a while. And they just drive and drive and drive. Then they get to the train tracks. Some bullshit happens. I forget what, but it's pretty stupid. But then some epicness happens, and a Doom guy ends up taking spider webs that he finds, left by the spider mastermind, simply because of how large and powerful these spider webs are. And the train cars are about to fall apart, or they had to flip a tank, something, I don't know, but he uses the spider webs left by the spider mastermind to cause some damage, and I thought that was pretty fucking neat. Eventually they catch up with the train, they find out what the aliens were guarding, and it's some dude, right? They find him in spider webs, encased in spider webs. They cut him free from the spider webs and find this man has fucking wires and circuits and all types of crazy shit going through his body. They've basically turned this dude into a human flash drive. Just stored a bunch of information on this human brain and, yeah, using this guy for a human flash drive. So after they grab, and he's unconscious at the moment, by the way. So anyways, they grab the guy. They start heading back to the Mormon compound. On the way there, there's a whole bunch of fucking zombies, a shit ton, a couple revenants, and in fact, the first time that they find a revenant, it's actually kind of comical, because the Doom guy's just basically describing how they're getting closer to looking like humans, because remember, these are aliens now, and they're just trying to genetically enhance future generations of the aliens that they've grown to look like humans, and the revenant's coming damn close to it. However, much of the fight is avoided, because they stop at a grocery store, and they, while pretending to be zombies, steal some rotten lemons. They go to an alleyway, they rub the rotten lemons all over their bodies, and apparently the smell of rotten lemons will deter the creatures and enemies of Doom from ever attacking you. You smell like rotten lemons, they ain't want shit to do with you. They don't want a goddamn thing to do with you at all. It's like you're invisible, you're not there. Arlene and the new Mormon dude, they start getting really close. He starts putting the moves in on Arlene, and Doom guy, he's observant of this. He's aware that he's into her and that she's starting to like him a little bit too, because she does start to like this guy over time throughout the mission. And Doom guy, it's bothering him, but he's like, there are more important things. Earth is at stake. Earth is at stake, and I have no time for love. I'll just keep an eye on her and make sure that he treats her right. Even though I like her, and I can clearly get her, easily, I'm gonna let this guy have the pussy that I want. And that's the Doom guy for you in this book series. Eventually, they make their way to the, airstrip. To an airstrip, right? And they're gonna hijack a plane. However, in the process of hijacking the plane, they notice that a horde is coming for them. A horde is on the way. So what do they do? I'll tell you what the fuck they did. Taggart orders the Mormon dude to stay at the plane, along with the little hacker girl and the human flash drive guy, and they're gonna get the plane started. While Doom guy and Arlene, they're gonna go to the horde, distract the horde, and lure them away from the airfield to a Disney theme park. That's right, a Disney theme park. They get to the Disney theme park. The horde's coming in rather fast. Doom and Arlene, they find this tower in the theme park, and they go all the way up the tower, barricade themselves in the top room, and a shit ton of fucking demons are on their way. The demons are on their way. They're trying to bust through the door. They're coming damn close to it. Doom guy and Arlene are starting to freak because there's just so fucking many. But it's all good, because off in the distance, they see something. It's fucking Mormon dude, and it's the 13-year-old hacker girl, and they're coming in the airplane. They're flying in the air, and they're gonna fucking go right past the top floor of the Disney Tower that Doom and Arlene are currently residing in. They ended up busting out the window, but they missed the plane. They don't get to jump in the plane. So through voice comm, radio feed, shit like that, Doom and Arlene are like, you know what, fuck it, just go back to the compound, get the goddamn, the mission target, which was the human flash drive, back to the compound, the good old Mormon church, and we'll find our own way. Well, Doom and Arlene, they end up just jumping into those window washing platforms. You know, the ones that go up and down. You stand on them while you wash the outside of the windows. Yeah, those things. They ride it down while all the monsters are still inside of the tower, and then they just go on their happily, merrily way. They eventually get there. And we all meet back up. Church dude, church leader, Mormon guy. He basically just says, good job, mission accomplished. Arlene and what's his name, Mormon dude, they get a little bit more closer. Doom guy, he's just fucking whatever the hell Doom guy is. The human flash drive is now back to fully functioning normal human being thanks to the super genius hacker girl and 13-year-old hacker girl. And he goes on to describe that, it was so terrible being under the fucking mastermind's control, you know, but I'm free now, thank you. And in a nutshell, that's it. That's Doom, Hell on Earth. All the shit from the game is not in the book at all. Doom guy now works for the Mormons. And another thing I failed to mention earlier, the church leader dude, when he was informing them, Doom guy and Arlene, about, you know, what's been going on Earth, it's actually come to light. I forgot to mention that he told them it's come to light that the aliens, who are supposed to be demons, but they're actually aliens, they're not working for hell, they're not working for some alien overlord. Believe it or not, these aliens are currently working for, or alongside, it's better to say alongside with, the IRS. That's right, the Internal Revenue Service. The IRS, the motherfuckers who make you pay taxes, are in allegiance with the aliens. Okay? So this is the Doom universe, where Doom guy works for the Mormons, and the demons are now aliens, and they work for the IRS. That's Doom, Hell on Earth. Hope you fucking enjoyed that story, because goddamn, it was exciting. It wasn't what I expected it to be, but just the randomness of it. The randomness. Fucking Doom guy with Mormons. Fucking Mormons having underground layers that are just fucking more powerful than the military. And the IRS is controlling the forces of hell. Well, I'm sorry, actually aliens. I thought it was good. The main thing that I disliked the most, though, other than the extreme rape of the Doom universe, was it almost seemed like a Mormon propaganda book. The way it was written, they had a lot of quotes from the Book of Mormon. There was a lot of rants about how meaningful and touching the Book of Mormon is. I don't know, just the way it was written seemed like a goddamn Mormon propaganda book. I wasn't feeling that too much, but just think about this. The fact that Doom guy is now employed with the Church of Mormon, fucking fighting the IRS. Doom guy is with the Mormons fighting the IRS. Just think about that, and there you go. What do y'all think? Remember, like, comment, subscribe. I'll have more videos done whenever the hell they get done. Peace.